Hi everyone, this is just a quick overview of your final project, which is a multi-step research project where you will be discussing a problem and proposing a solution on your own topic. So the main idea of your final project is that you will be writing a pretty long essay where you'll be describing a problem in great depth. Then you'll be proposing a solution to that problem, in both describing the problem and how it's a problem, who it affects, and why we should care about it, as well as when you're discussing how to solve that problem, you'll be using a lot of evidence. In fact, synthesizing that evidence or using more than one source to work together to prove your points is really important. You'll also be addressing opposition along the way, both when you're describing your problem, in which case you'll be discussing who sees it as a problem, who might not even see it as a problem, and the different viewpoints on it, as well as problems with your solution, people who might oppose your solution, and flaws with your possible solution. In other words, you'll be discussing all of the complexities of both the problem and the solution to make sure that people who aren't familiar with it or might disagree with what you're arguing eventually come on board and agree with you. More so than with any of our previous essays, we're going to be approaching this one as a multi-step project. Along the way, you're going to have a bunch of different things due, which will guide your ideas and help you form that final 6 to 8 page essay. The first thing you're going to be doing is to do some preliminary research, and you'll be keeping this on a research log. And as your running list of sources and notes gets more and more refined, it'll turn into an annotated bibliography. This is a formal list of sources in MLA format with annotations or summaries and info about the source. Then you'll have a research presentation, which is a 3 to 5 minute video where you present your topic, ideas, and all your research on it to the class for feedback. After you've done all of these preliminary steps, then it's time to actually write the paper. You'll have a rough draft, which is going to be about 5 pages, which you'll share with a peer or two for feedback. Then you will receive feedback on your draft, and you'll also be sharing your ideas and providing feedback on a peer's essay, which will of course help you refine your own thinking about the project. Finally, you're going to do a thorough, revised version of your essay that is revised based on feedback, edited for clarity, and proofread to be free of errors. Although this seems like a lot, remember that we have lots of weeks to accomplish, so it's actually much easier than just diving into a large essay without any steps along the way. You can review all of those steps in a simpler form as 2 major stages: your research stage and your drafting and revision stage. So your research stage, again, you're going to be doing your preliminary to your refined research. You'll have a research log and an annotated bibliography, and you'll cap it off with a research presentation. In your drafting and revision stage, you'll have your rough draft, you'll do peer review, you'll revise your draft, you'll edit and proofread that essay, and then you'll submit it. And once you've submitted your essay, you are officially done with the semester. So here are the most important numbers for the assignment. Your final essay will be 6 to 8 pages, no more and no less. You'll need 6 sources for your final essay. However, there's a little bit of a difference for your bibliography. Your annotated bibliography is going to need more sources, at least 10. And for both the annotated bibliography as well as your final paper, 3 of those sources must be scholarly in nature. So just as a brief review, there are 2 major stages, including research and drafting and revision. We'll be starting our research over the next couple of weeks and move into drafting and revision as we round out the last week or 2 of the semester. So if you have any questions as you go through this long research project, feel free to email me, feel free to chat with me, but also please remember you can post them on the final essay Q&A discussion board. Not only will you get an answer, but chances are somebody else has the same question, and the response to your question will help them too. Good luck, everybody!